interrogated every individual to share about their life experiences, how had they been coping the COVID experience, and things as such. So I was really not prepared. I was like, they're just voluntary. I had no plans to, like, I am going to share this incident or like. So as the questions started, as they triggered, as they asked us to share about our stories, our incident of grief, happiness, or something like that. And okay, the only story I could think of is the grief of my brother. And I had lost my brother to cancer recently, and I just thought of sharing that story to the strangers out there. I wanted to feel better by sharing my experience, but I had a mistrust in that kind of activities. And when I told them, okay, that's it, I told them I lost my brother to cancer, yeah, a few months ago. That's my story, that's it. And I was not so open, and my brother was 14-year-old, and that's it. I didn't share much detail about the incidents, and they picked up the major things out of few words that I told, and that I wanted to share more about the incident. The post session was so effective. After the session, after the theater artist performed my experiences in a simulative manner, they imagined certain things that I experienced, the emotions. It really connected to me.
I was running one art-based session to explore different concerns through performances. That was kind of like using the playback theater, and there are the one participants already like she started sharing the story, her like deep like the sad or very deep sorrows stories. And I got one long email from another participant. The participant didn't speak in the session, but she wrote me another email. She said the second performer in the program told the exact story like hers. That touched her. So she cried for more than 30 minutes after listening that story. But she didn't have like courage to share in that public forum. But we know that even sometimes we are doing FGD or interview, even they are formally responding the answer, that might not be like as much as near to real, because if they are threatened or if they feel unsafe about sharing a story, they might just not share that completely. When we are dealing with the victims or victims of conflict or victims of some harassments, sometimes it's very difficult to start with the formal interviews, FGD. In that case, performance or art-based method has helped to warm up or start to explore or trigger more stories more near to the reality.
When we interpret the stories, because the stories are not our own, so there will always be a chance to misjudge or misinterpret. We do the interpretation the way we understand it from an academic point of view, and then we involve them in terms of, have we interpreted this correctly? And then when we report the findings, we report based on those multiple interpretations. So bringing these different perspectives together, I think, is what makes the research aspect more authentic and interesting. Because even when we report in a research way, people are interested in still reading about or listening to the real stories.
Okay, so I have a question. Would participant know which hat you are wearing? How we let them know which hat we are wearing at the time? Psychologist, counselor, or researcher, or maybe other hats also sometimes. If I am a researcher and if only I try to dig the information, other see or he needs to be treated differently, and I have that skill set. So should I switch my role from researcher to other side?
When we do the research that we're doing, truly speaking, it's formal. It's formal in the sense that it now involves our universities, it involves the funder. So if anything that happens that has a legal aspect, then our universities start to get involved. Now the funder has to get involved. So in terms of psychosocial support, especially when you know the context, it's very important to identify your partners or collaborators carefully, in the sense that by the time I involve the NGOs, I know they've got those kind of skills or capabilities. So if an issue arises where someone needs to be counseled or helped or needs psychosocial support, I know that is the role of the NGO.